Hold your breath. That looks promising. I feel like it was about the right time of day. I'm just going to take my headphones off for a minute. 12 p.m. Yeah. That's because you can't hear it. No loud buzzing, which is good. No loud buzzing, which is bad. Let's see if we can make the loud buzzing come back. That's bad. This one? There we go. There's our friend. So MT-32 should be on this device. We'll turn you on. Yeah, I can see the levels just running in the background on that, so that's good. So let's move that mouse out of the way. Let's go knock on a door. And then we should be good to carry on. Go knock on a door, go knock on a door, go knock on a door. Knock on a door. Switch a mouse. There we go. That looked fine. And if we go check it again. There's our knock. That should have been okay for you folks. And let's go make sure we've got our MT-32 audio kicking in okay. So not there. Map. Use the map. Bar. Places that have known audio. Bar does. Cabin doesn't. Pretty sure the bar has sound. Let's go find out. Behold my epic testing. That okay for you folks? Sounds okay to me. Perfect. Right. So, now go around how to play this one. So, Cruise for the Course, stealth theme software from 1991. It's very French, with the detective who really doesn't give two hoots about solving this crime. Let's see if we can get moving. It's now... Really? Bipping already? It's now 12 o'clock. Things that we know. We have the thank you note. From Father Fabiani that says, hey, I like all the money that you've given me. That's a good start. We've got a key, which likes being inserted in things. We've got paper. That's the Cartier receipt. We're happy with that. We've got the prescription for the medication. Long prescription list for... Whose prescription is it? I keep feeling it's Suzanne's. Is it Suzanne's? Pretty sure it's Suzanne's. And we have the engagement invitations. Yep. RVJ. Oh, and we realised that RVJ... We got Suzanne drunk, and now we're trying to find Hector. We had Hector in the butler's cabin. We buff Hector. But Butler, Hector is hench. But Hector lifts. We know this. It's the one thing we do know. That needs a clean. So we know that Hector lifts. We've already interviewed Hector. I mean, there may be more to Hector. There probably is more to Hector, but we at least know that he lifts. So that was our start. Before we get too stuck in, before everything collapsed too hard, I was busy. Let's see if I can find the link. Oh, that's good. It's all fallen apart. Let me log in and then get my link. How do I get that for you? That's great. Thanks for that. Open store. There we go. So, we've now got some... You can play with these as much as you like. We've now got a store. The store is just to do some levels of terrible interactions. If you go !redeem, open up the store link, and then press the individual trigger, I'll do something in the chat so you can get a list of these ad hoc. But redeem Sierra. Oh, we've got a few of those. Thought those might be fun for when we get round to doing the more Sierra-y games. Especially things like... Wilhelm screams for bullshit deaths. I will take suggestions for additional bits to stick into there. Wrong mouse. So. Let's go play. We knew the affair's going on. We need to get back into... No one gave up two hoots about the affair. Behold, this massive affair between Nicholas's wife and... Oh, God. Who was it? Not Yao, Julio. Tom. It was Tom, wasn't it? And yet, no hoots were given. I'm assuming we still can't get to this cabin. Nope. And we can't knock on that cabin yet. Have we tried knocking on that cabin? Back we go. Behold, that's the toilet. That's the cabin. Knock. Quietest of knocks. And we aren't going in. Okay, fine. Let's see if we can get people moving. Might be an idea to go and see Hector, actually. And talk to him about the affair. Let's do that. Did you know your boss was having an affair? Butler's cabin. Having a think about it. There we go. He's still lifting. He's been doing that same set of reps for hours. I admire his dedication, but really he needs some progression in his sets. Would you like to speak to me, Inspector? We also had things in certain people's cabins that were clearly visible, but we couldn't access yet. And now it's 12 o'clock. We might be able to get to some of those cabins. So what's new? The affair. The affair is new. Let's talk about Tom. Rebecca and Tom's relationship. I never noticed anything. Tom and Rebecca's affair. Her ladyship loved the master to get involved in that sort of adventure. Tom and Rose's marriage. Logan is no saint. He courts every pretty lady around him. Business than pretty women. Yep. Grave financial difficulties. Okay, change subject. Agnes's illness. The master's aunt was very ill. As the master, he felt she would be better cared for at his manor. The master proposed his aunt stay with him. Master proposed his aunt stay with him. As she was living alone at the time, she readily accepted. Oh, new conversation. Accommodation at Nicholas's. The master was at the beck and call of his aunt. He did everything possible to make her stay at the manor pleasant. Alas, despite his efforts, her ladiness succumbed to the illness. Agnes's death. Wow, this is going down a line. The master cared very much for his aunt and suffered deeply after her death. Okay. So, that opens up conversation options about Agnes passing. That's a thing. Worth going and talking with Suzanne about that? Suzanne was the maid? Slightly curious about why the aunt has become such a major player in all of this. Feels like the aunt did it. It's entirely possible. Really, she's been alive this whole time and just hiding around the ship. Have we tried Knob End yet? No. Okay, let's go back upstairs to the upper deck. Let's have a look up here. I'd ask where is everybody, but I've got two questions to that. One is I'm assuming everybody's out playing Elden Ring this evening. One, we've been away for 3 weeks, and that definitely causes issues. Two, I'm assuming everybody's playing Elden Ring tonight. We were playing Elden Ring last night. And died a lot. No way am I putting that on a stream. Can I help you, Inspector? Okay, back on Agnes. Let's talk about the accommodation at Nicholas's. She stayed at Nicholas's for almost 6 months, and despite her nephew's very intensive care, her condition grew worse and worse. She left us not even 2 months ago. I'm assuming by left us you meant the left us kind. Agnes was obviously an old lady, but she had an iron constitution. Illness struck her down with one blow. Instead of hospitalising her, Nicholas moved to his house to take care. We know that. Agnes's death. Everyone loved Agnes. Her death affected us all. She died, leaving a considerable fortune. Fortune! And I assure you that even before the reading of the will, certain people were rejoicing over the windfall. Agnes's will. Agnes was an old lady who knew how to laugh, Inspector, and I can assure you that she had the last laugh over everyone. Time to go talk to the Inspector. Thanks for your help. Not the Inspector, the lawyer. Jack says, Inspector Nod Clouseau sounds very close to everyone, like he wants to sniff their ear while he speaks to them. There's definitely something about the proximity. This game does not use smell as a clue. Who was responsible for legal affairs? We remember. Not Tom. Tom was business affairs. More social distancing in the post-COVID world. Well, now we're out of lockdown measures and out of post-restriction measures, we're back to less social distancing. Everybody's supposed to stand at 20 centimetres away and lick each other for the good of the country. Laundry room. Who's responsible for legal matters? It's driving me nuts. We'll start with Tom. Still 40 centimetres in Scotland. Scotland has to be contrary. Can't get into Tom and Rose's cabin. Why can't we get into Tom and Rose's cabin? Let's try that. Ooh, that was interesting. Don't like that. Door is locked. Look through. It's good to know it works. You did that one through the website, I'm guessing, since it didn't appear in chat. Okay. Smoking lounge. Money on the smoking lounge. If you've got suggestions for more effects, for more soundy bits to stick in, I am all ears. It took a bit to set up, to be honest. But once I got the pattern, it wasn't too hard. Yeah, you can't do them too fast next to each other. I'm clever like that. So what's new, Inspector? I think it's 2 minutes. Okay. Agnes's will. Well, let's go through. Accommodation. Nicholas put up his aunt during several months, taking attentive care of her, but the poor lady didn't outlive her illness. Trying to check the levels. Agnes left a very large fortune in a surprising will. Agnes's will. I don't know much about this, Inspector. Really, Tom? Really? You surprise me. Who's going to know about the will? A surprising will is very vague. Oh, is anybody in the bar? Let's stay here and go check the bar. It almost feels a bit weird after playing on the Mister for a week. So we've got a new machine that we've built. Finished building the Mister. So that's fun and interesting. That's currently set up upstairs. We're not using that this week. That's FPGA based and gives us a lot of flexibility to run various systems. So I have been exploring Amiga titles because I don't own an Amiga on this stack. I might at some point, but I currently do not own an Amiga. Commodore 16, Spectrum, Atari, and a Jupiter Ace, but not an Amiga. So we should ask Dick about the will. But the Mister gives me the ability to, and I'm going to use this term in inverted quotes to not upset people, emulate a whole bunch of other systems at a low level. But I've had an excellent design for building one into a case that looks like something like this. So you get a full keyboard unit. Let's have a look in the cat closet. That feels like a Chekhov closet, doesn't it? Why would you put the closet there? No, nothing yet. Yeah, so keyboard-based unit that allows us to emulate other systems. Also, this cabin boy. I've been having some fun this week playing with principally the Amiga stuff. No comprendo, senor. Because Amiga is a thing that I don't own. So I've been taking some of the common titles. I've been playing a bit of Worms. Playing Populous. One of the drivers for getting the Amiga working was I've got Populous on here, but it appears to be bugged. Main rule of Chekhov's gun. Have a gun. I've got Chekhov's broomstick. What does the sign say? But yeah, I've got Populous that works strictly reserved for personnel only. Who's I going and talking to? It's been a long week and I've not got notes in front of me. I probably should have. Fabiani's probably a good idea to talk to. Raoul would be an excellent person to talk to. Money on Raoul having something interesting. Not Raoul. I'm Raoul. Julio. Team Julio. But yeah, so the copy... I've said this 3 times now. Copy of Populous I've got for this thing's bugged. You can play a level for about 30 seconds and everybody goes to Armageddon. Took me a while to work out that wasn't the intended mechanic. But the copy I've got for the Amiga works absolutely fine. It feels like an anti-piracy measure on the Atari version. It's quite funny and terrible. It's really, yeah, it took... the Amiga version is working funny for you, not funny when you're trying to work out if that's what the problem is. The Amiga version works great, so I've been having good fun with the Amiga version and getting to grips with that, because it's a game I didn't play when I was younger. How may I be of service, Inspector? Agnes. Let's have a look at... It didn't go without a problem. The old Senor Aura wanted to stay home, but as El Senor Carabone Han insisted, she ended up accepting, unless Agnes passed away lately, and Daphne is very sad. Yeah, of course, this would hit Daphne. Okay. Agnes was suffering from a very serious illness. What about the will? I know not. Nobody knows about this will. I feel like Dick's going to know about the will. She was suffering with death. Yeah, that happens. That's the front hall. That's the rear hall. I'm trying to work out which one's got the twin... Let's try the rear hall. There he is. There's Dick. Daphne may indeed know about the illness, and Daphne is on my hit list. But let's go talk to Dick, because everybody loves Dick. Come on. Can I help you, Inspector? Isn't one corpse enough? Not today. Agnes's illness. She never recovered. We know that. He liked her, I think. Yep, okay, fine. 'Tis sad. Getting some... Let's not talk about it, Inspector. I'd really like to talk about it. I'm an inspector. I would like to talk about these things. That's my job. Stop being so polite. I'm going to start removing fingernails if you don't start talking more. Oh, yeah. Other things we've been playing with on the Amiga emulator. Got the Worms Director's Cut. Got the one that's only available on the Amiga working, which is like a halfway house between Worms 1 and Worms 2, and is excellent. So that's been fun. Not the captain's cabin. We can't go directly into the captain's cabin. Let's go to the portside bow. I got something else running. I can't remember what the hell it was. Yeah, it's great. I'll happily put that on stream. At some point, I'll hook. We'll spend a. Oh, and Lemmings. It's an Amiga. You cannot have an Amiga without Lemmings. I do not care. Go back. Go back. Fine. Show me the time. You don't want to escape out. Just show me the time. Well done. Now load it back. Fricking hell. I've done it again. Might be tired. Knock on the door. Oh, that wasn't the door. That's the door I wanted. But can I go in this door? I can. But yeah, Lemmings on the Amiga, which is different to, again, Lemmings on the Atari ST. Graphically very similar. Just audio. So much more audio on the Amiga version, which is quite cool. Daphne's room, right? That piece of... Examine mattress. A very firm mattress. So yeah, we'll pop Worms and we'll pop the small wriggly things on at some point. Worms and Amiga, Worms and Lemmings. Smurf. I don't want to operate the handle. I want to knock on the door because you know what's coming. Get out! Wait for it. Oh, not get out. What's new, Inspector? Why aren't you suspicious? Illness? The poor girl didn't have much luck, okay? Accommodation? When Agnes fell ill, Nicholas let her stay at his house to take care of her. Alas, God called for her. Okay, fine. Agnes is deaf. Agnes left us 3 months ago. Someone else said 2 months ago. 2 months or 3 months? Leaving behind the entire fortune of the Caraban family. Is it 3 months or 2 months? The will. A huge fortune, Inspector. She willed almost all of it to her son, an illegitimate child. The rest went to Daphne. Agnes's son. Oh, a tragic error of youth, Inspector. Agnes is 20 years old. She was a beautiful young girl. Okay. Oh! One day she decided to take piano lessons. The piano teacher was a young and handsome man. Oh, we can guess where this is going. I don't know goes wrong show. Wibbly wobbly flashback. And what had to happen, happened. This created a family scandal. Agnes's father threw the bold youngster out of his house and locked up his daughter. But the worst was done, and 9 months later the fruit of this union was born. The latter was placed in an orphanage, and Agnes, sick with chagrin, shut herself away in a convent. In a convent! I mean, it's a bit late. There you are, Inspector. This is Agnes's sad story. Agnes's son grew up, and it was only recently that we came upon his trail. His name is Mr. Schmuck. Dick Schmuck. You are kidding me. I don't know this boy well enough to give you my advice. Dick Schmuck. Two seconds. Map. Use. Dick Schmuck. The guy who hangs around here is the baby who inherited the fortune. The cat who's hanging around, who didn't know Agnes very well. Of course he didn't know Agnes very well. Oh my god! You are Dick Schmuck. We have something to talk about. We need a dum-dum-dum on the list, don't we? Can I help you, Inspector? Oh, yes, I think you've been hiding something. It's me! I am Agnes's son. Uh-huh. Is that all you've got to say? Let's talk about the will, then. Let's talk about you. I grew up in the street, first in the orphanage and then the Foreign Legion. A true man's life, you know. Okay. Is it just me, or does that feel like, thanks for your help? We should have had more off the back of that. Oh! We did! I mean, we'd already established that Dick was Dick Schmuck. But fine. We had to get him to say, it's me! I mean, that's nice. Where's Daphne? We haven't seen her for forever. Okay, nobody in here. Feels like a distinctly underused location, this. I mean, yeah, the baby really does have a motive. No, actually, no, the baby doesn't have a motive yet for killing Nicholas. The baby has a motive for killing Daphne. Oh! The kitchen is my territory, so get out of here, Inspector! Again, why? Why is that true? Surely I have jurisdiction for everywhere. This is a thing I do not understand. She's back. Can we get a conversation going with the washerwoman? You can see that I'm busy, Inspector. Fine. It's 12:10. Doing okay. Other side. Let's check the bar area. Wonder if Tom has anything to say about Dick. Oh, our cabin boy's disappeared. We can show things to the cabin boy. He may not comprende. Ha! French kitchen is the chef's fiefdom. Yeah. Oh. What's this thing right in the middle that's staring at me now? It's just a picture. This pewter pitcher has a hole in it. Really? You can... Hang on. Examine plank. Which plank? This plank. These boards are held by 2 nails at each end. But I have no tools to remove the nails. Ha! There's a hole in my pitcher, dear Liza, there's a hole in my pitcher, dear Liza, a hole. Okay, so there's a board. So that's good to know. If we can play it on multiple devices, can you get it in not just a round, but a full, wouldn't be a harmony. Can't think of the word now. Take the cork. To do what? I mean, smell the cork. Feel the cork. Let's talk to Tom about... Oh. Okay, well, what's changed? Let's have a look at the ashtray. An ashtray with feet. We can take it? That seems daft. I'm not going to take an ashtray full of cigarette butts. Yep, there's a film projector. There's nothing in the film projector. Examine the curtain. I really like the colour of this curtain. I mean, I'm glad because you've got a limited number of colours you can put on the screen at any one time. Behold an ST. Okay. That's getting us nowhere. We've been in the bar, we've been in the smoking lounge, we've been in the dining room, been in the we've been in the dining room? We were in the cupboard. go quickly check the dining room. Butler. Butler? Father Fabiani told us about... I'm still... It's like cutlery. Examine. I want to take the cutlery and use it as a makeshift... knife. Screwdriver. You know, we've been doing that since we were kids. Okay, Butler's cabin. Let's see if we can get any more details about Dick. Still going with that same set. No progression. Would you like to speak to me, Inspector? Yes. What's new? Well, turns out Agnes has an illegitimate son. We didn't know them at all. Really? The master cared very much for his aunt and suffered deeply after her death. This feels like a Suzanne conversation, then. Tell me about the son for the woman that had things that you were interested in. Show me your logs. I mean, can't you just feel it? Okay, quick check in here. Nothing's changed. We know we can't open any of the cases yet. They're all locked. Locked with a key. Pretty sure it's not. Yeah, that's why I said use the key. Yep, doesn't want to do that. That's fine. The workout. The onboard gym facilities left a lot to be desired. Should have had a TRX system on board. I mean, just a couple of straps, and he could have done a lot with body weight. Done a lot with body weight. Not thinking intelligently. We know that Daphne's not there. We know Suzanne's on the top. Tom's missing. Tom's not where he was before, which means he's going to be in his cabin. That's potentially useful. Okay, hello, Suzanne. Time to whisper in your ear again. How may I help you, Inspector? Agnes? Agnes's son? Nobody knew Agnes had a son. I mean, plenty of people seem to know Agnes had a son. Dick is a very charming person. He looks very nice, doesn't he? I mean, if you know that he's inherited a bunch of money... Okay. That's the toilet. We know we're not getting anything out of the toilet, right? At some point, we're going to go into the loo, and it's just going to say massive clue. There's no razor this time. Like, that line is just so weird. Someone somewhere. I'm surprised the ship's not 6 foot under. I mean, there's more water gone into the ship than there is, around the ship. Door is locked. Look through the porthole. Ooh, handle. Can we examine the crank? Raise the fishnet from the sea. Yeah. The rope holding it came apart from the strain. Look, you think that, but the reality is it's coming from the outside, coming in, and then filling up from the bottom of the ship. That's how onboard water on one of these things works. Just ask Caius. And then you have another pump that takes the water from the inside and pumps it out again. Can we attach the chain? Nope. It won't attach it to the hook. I'll get my hands all dirty. Such a freaking... He won't attach it to there. And he won't attach it to the ring. And it's not the time to operate the rope. And the canvas that's clearly hiding a body. He does wish to spend all his time with the pumps. The pumps for his friends. You are determined to tell me about this that I cannot... I know there's a scarf hanging, but I can't do anything with the scarf. Ah, through the mirror I can see the porthole on the right-hand side. It's broken, okay? I can see the deck. Through the mirror, I can see the porthole on the right-hand side. Well, that makes sense. Anything new in the wardrobes? We examined the wardrobes before and we found the prescription. Hats, box, sheets, towels, shirts, sheets, and Daphne's suitcase. Sweaters that we like to touch. Pile of laundry. And an object that you need a magnifying glass because you can't observe anything. Okay. We are officially up to you got to know where your towel is. Agreed. It is 10 past 12. Hey, did we give a drink to Agnes? To Suzanne? We didn't. I don't think we got a drunk. Or did we? Can we remember if we did that or not? We know about Agnes's illness. Ah. Okay, fine. Go to the smoking lounge. We have moved the clock on. Right, smoking lounge? Fine. Walk south one screen. No. Talk about Agnes's will. Go to the main deck. Portside bow. Knock on the top door. Talk to Fabiani. Yep. Talk about Agnes's son. Walk one screen south and look through the porthole to see Rebecca. And go one screen south. That would be that one. So who's arguing with Tom? Fine. This will tell us if we're at the right point or not. Well, we already looked through these. I can't see anything because of the reflection. This glass is dirty. I don't see anything. Let me guess. I'm not going to take the bucket because I don't believe in manual labour. It's not worth it. It has a hole in it. Do you really want to clean, Raoul? This must lead to the kitchen. There is indeed a hole in my bucket. Door is locked. One screen south. I mean, it would make sense to be Tom's cabin. At this point, we'll just check everybody's portholes. That's his room. You get a porthole. You get a porthole. You get a porthole. Portholes for everyone. I can see inside the cabin. Cool. I see a crucifix hanging on the wall. See a wardrobe? Yes. I don't think that's it. She was passed out anyway. Let's go back to the bar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've served Suzanne a drink. But did we ask about the prescription? Unknown liquid. Cream of the crop. Yeah, because all of the other bottles are just examines, aren't they? Okay. Let's make sure we are super happy that we've done the check about medicine. Back to the upper deck. Speak. What's new, Inspector? Various. Prescription. Some medicine for Agnes. Okay, fine. Agnes adored the child. Nobody knew Agnes had a son. Everyone loved Agnes. Thanks for your help. Nothing new there. Oh. What time is it? Let's make sure we're lined up on that front. It's 20 past 12. Ah. Are we missing one very simple thing? Sure, we asked about Agnes's son. Back to Father Fabiani. Okay. Hello, Father Fabiani. Huh? So previously we've popped in here and he was okay. Today he's decided no. Or he floats. Sometimes it's okay to pop in, sometimes it's not. Okay, knock. Open. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. We didn't knock last time. We've had times where he's kicked us out and other times where he hasn't, but that was unusual. What's new, Inspector? Ask about the son. We know that story. That's the flashback. Yep, we have been through this flashback. Ugh. From Fabiani, go one screen down. He is sat in a different position. He doesn't like being disturbed like this. I mean, you wouldn't like to be disturbed with your feet in the tub, let's be honest. What? We've had that story! Oh my god. Okay. Thanks, game. That I didn't need. Clearly did something out of order there. Okay. One screen down. Honest to bloody hell, like what the smurf? Absolutely. Okay, let's look through. Yeah, completely. Oh, how can you think that? I'm going to stand for. How can you think that I'm going to stand for this? You appear to be stood. Come on, Rebecca, my dear. After all, this is her son. Her son! My foot! Before he saw the will, he didn't even know his real family existed. Ah! Well, we sort of got that in. When I think that this imbecile inherited everything, I will kill him! My dear, you don't believe what you're saying. And then, anyway. And then, anyway, what? Darn! I hear someone! He's such a shit detective. Take care, it may be that glue stick of an inspector. Glue stick really is right. Okay, 1240. Glue stick of an inspector. That is an amazing reference. Okay. Okay, apparently, now we can go search the laundry. Two corpse, two crews. Action edition. I don't know why. That's sheet. They seem new. Search the pile of laundry. You find an envelope. You look inside. Just to reinforce, we've looked through this laundry 15 times. Now we can look through the laundry and find something new. That is the definition of bullshit. Absolute bullshit. June the 14th, 1912. Automobile accident. Last night, a tragic accident occurred on a little country road. The driver, a young woman, ran head-on into a tree, causing her instant death. Her husband, Nicholas Carabound-Yan, an important businessman, announced this morning that he would file charges against an automobile company, etc. Okay. So, Nicholas's first wife is dead? Have we heard about her? Who is her? Nicholas's wife is dead. Rebecca... Wasn't Rebecca Nicholas's wife? I'm confused. But at least the inspector tidies up after himself. What's she eating? Heated chicken. Cinder Blesser is not a well little girl. And has just come back from the vet after being kept in, popped on some IV antibiotics and some fluids, and looked after for most of today. She's not great, but she is eating again, so after going very floppy this morning. Well, they've given her some appetite stimulants and she's nomming away. Hello, who are you? You're a new character. Rose. You met Rose? Can't remember anymore. And lots of dreamies. We've had a lot of dreamies. If it goes down, it gets eaten. How may I help you, Inspector? I'm going to try and make her not sound like a 12-year-old girl. Because that's just weird. Yeah, it's time for other characters. Who are you? I'm Tom Logan's wife. Oh, you're Tom's wife. Okay. You're the unhappy one. I'm gonna grab the bottle from the kitchen. I'll be 2 seconds. Because this just got complicated. Oh, right. This is Tom's wife. Gosh. Let's talk about Tom in a very awkward way. The 40% non-alcoholic beverage. This is just premium ginger beer. This is just ginger beer. Fever Tree ginger beer. No alcohol tonight. Okay, let's talk about Tom. Tom is my husband. He is an attentive and loving man. Okay. Wow. Have you got something to say there? To other women. Okay. How do we tackle this? Let's talk about your marriage. Our marriage is ideal. Those facial expressions. Shall we ask about the relationship with Rebecca? What are you insinuating? I'm not insinuating anything at all. Nothing whatsoever. Under no way am I insinuating that there is anything going on between those two in a non-consensual way that, everybody's happy. This is not working in any way, shape, or form. My husband loves me, Inspector, and I trust him. Uh-huh. Oh dear, sweetie, you're in a very abusive relationship. Good job, not Clouseau is clueless. It means he can't give the game away. Tom and Rebecca's plot. This is simply ridiculous. Okay. So she's not willing to drop her husband in it. Let's ask you about Dick. Do you like Dick? I've only met Dick once or twice. Oh, sweetie. Let's ask about Agnes. Let's ask about Agnes's son. No one knew that Agnes had a son. Agnes's will? You'd better ask my husband. Oh boy, Agnes is deaf. Some people say that Nicholas solely acted in his own interest. Oh, let's do that again. Agnes was rich, extremely rich. I mean, yeah. I've never seen Nicholas like this. He waited on Agnes hand and foot, always at her beck and call. Aha. Despite his efforts, the old lady succumbed to her illness. Suzanne doesn't know about that. Doesn't know. Daphne was fond. Yep. Agnes is the great aunt of Daphne. They were very close. Daphne is still not a conversation topic. What about the Cartier receipt? I suppose this must have been to do something with Nicholas. I never saw this bracelet. Rebecca was in charge of all the invitations announcing Daphne's engagement to Julio. Yep. It was a terrible accident. Daphne was at boarding school. Okay. And Nicholas waited until she was a little bit older to tell her the truth. Agnes was under medical treatment. The poor woman was very ill. We knew that. Nicholas's death. Sad news. Okay. I must have been... Okay. Must have been at around 8 or 10. We came back from dinner. I went up onto the upper deck to get some fresh air. It was already dark and no one could see me because I was in a very dark corner. Nicholas and Father Fabiani arrived just a few minutes after me, between 8 and 10. They were speaking very softly, but I could see right away that they were arguing. Oh. Oh. Tell me about Fabiani. I think he's a very nice man. Tell me about the bell tower restoration. Doesn't know anything. Tell me about the charity inspect. She doesn't go out very often. Good friends, those two. Doesn't know anything about the suitcase. Father's been gambling for ages. Doesn't know if he can give it up. Okay. Tell me about Julio. Julio is naive, but he's very sweet. He doesn't have any knowledge about mechanics. People say they have money. Yep. Julio, a fortune? Well off, certainly, but he doesn't look like somebody that comes from money. Well, that's presumptuous. Nicholas was again his tactful self by announcing this to everyone except Daphne. Yep. Okay, Fabiani. What do you think of Suzanne? Is a dear friend. When you have a problem, she always knows what to say to make you feel better. Oh. They're good friends. She has character and is the only person capable of taking that bored Nicholas down a peg. The invitation. I am very glad that Suzanne was invited on this cruise. Suzanne is a smashing girl, and I don't understand why certain people amuse themselves by spreading different rumours about her. She doesn't let other people walk all over her. Especially Nicholas, as she always stands up to him. I mean, not anymore, because he's dead. Well, she can stand up to him, but he's still dead. Suzanne's alcoholism. This is over-exaggerated. Suzanne likes to drink, but she knows when to stop. She really doesn't. The dispute. I don't know. Ask her directly. Her confinement is in delicate health. She is in delicate health. Okay, none of my business about Dick's inheritance. Hector. Tell me about Hector. Nicholas's butler? Yes. Bonded by some sort of his past. We knew about his past. Oh, yeah, fine. Hector was Nicholas's shadow. He stuck to Nicholas like glue. I've never experienced this type of relationship before. No, you really haven't. They were very close, but it didn't seem to be friendship. We've been through all of that. We've been through all of Agnes's... Daphne Agnes's relationship? Yep. Suzanne Agnes's friendship? I don't know. Okay, thanks for your help. That was interesting. Didn't progress us on. Okay. But now we know about Rose. And Rose is friends with Suzanne. And if Rose is up here, Suzanne is in one of two places. And I'm going to be honest, the walkthrough next to me tells me she's in the bar. Because we've been at this for a while now. And I would like to get to a reasonable time. Okay. Let's talk to Suzanne. To say that this game is dragging is a bit of an understatement. Keep this moving. So, Suzanne. How may I help you, Inspector? Let's talk about Rose. Rose is a very sweet girl and without a doubt very vulnerable. A few years ago, Rose was very affected by a love affair. Since then, she seems to be afraid to get involved in anything. Oh. I don't know much more, Inspector. The poor girl really didn't have any luck to have fallen upon a guy like Tom. Wow. We've been through all of these with her. Okay. But I reckon we can go back to that with Rose. Hey, Rose, tell me about yourself. Okay, go back to the upper deck, talk to Rose. Hey, Rose. Tell me about your broken heart. And your delicate constitution.